Chapter 2, Methods in Psychology. Right, so science tells us that the way to know for sure whether a claim is true is just go out there and look, have a look. But it's a lot simpler than it really is, right? It sounds simple, but there's a lot that actually goes into doing this. So one thing that we talk about is the scientific method. What is the scientific method? What does that mean? Well, it means developing a theory and hypothesis, right? And then you go out and make observations and test those theories and hypotheses. And you prove them or you disprove them. So what is a theory and what is a hypothesis? A hypothesis is a prediction or an educated guess about what you think might happen or why you think something might happen. A theory is an explanation about what's going on, okay? So hypothesis is a prediction or a guess about what's going to happen. A theory explains what's happening. Okay, we also need what's called operational definitions. So when we're trying to study something, observe something, and explain it, we need to define it. So the way we define it is in concrete operational terms. For instance, I have two boys at home. They fight all the time. If we want to define fighting in an operational way, we would have to look at things like, how many times do they fight a day? Well, what is fighting going to look like? Maybe punching, maybe yelling, maybe throwing an object, right? So you have to give those operational definitions, those concrete definitions to define fighting. So we know what we're really trying to look at and study. Okay, when we talk about correlations just mean relationship, right? One thing affects the next. This has a relationship to the next, right? This stimulus causes this, right? There's a relationship there. There's a correlation there. And we have experimental groups and we have control groups. So the control groups are just what it sounds like. They're controlled, nothing's changing, it is what it is, we're not touching that. Experimental groups, those are the participants that we're manipulating, right? Those are the factors that we're tweaking, okay, that we're gonna work with. And we also need to define population and sample. When we talk about a population, we're talking about the whole group, right? The whole wide group, a complete collection of people, right? We're talking about Regis University, Regis College might be the population. When we're looking at the sample, we may just look at males. Males would be the sample, population would be all of the students, okay? Moving on, we need to talk about ethics. There were major ethics in research, right? It's something we really need to pay attention to and hold near and dear. And because of this, because of its extreme importance, we have things called institutional review boards, right? This ensures the rights of the participants in the studies, whether it be human or animal, right? Animals have rights too. And as we know from, reading and studying psychology, lots of animals are involved in psychological and scientific research. So there's a board of professionals who review research, who make sure that people are standing by ethics and practicing good ethical standards. Psychologists are also obligated to uphold principles, right, by getting informed consent. That means when you speak to the participants, ask them to volunteer in your study, well, they need to be completely informed about what they're getting into, what they may be exposed to. Any deception cannot be, there's no deception in here. We're not tricking anyone. We're not trying to fool anyone here. So we protect them from harm. We have to weigh benefits against risks, right? And we need to keep everything confidential. We can't go out there and share personal information about people or, anything that may give away someone's identity when they're participating in a study. The other thing we need to talk about is debriefing. So once a study is completed, you would normally sit with the participants and debrief them, talk to them about what the study entailed, what happened during the study, what you found when the study was over, right? The true nature and purpose of the study and what was revealed after the study was completed. So that sort of is chapter 2, methods in a quick nutshell. Make sure you get on their Moodle Launchpad, watch all the videos, read your chapters, and we will move on to chapter 3 next time. Have a good day.